Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We're back, Emily. Can you believe it? We haven't gotten canceled yet. TSW Weekly. I'm Ryan Mooney here, joined today by the lovely, the amazing, the incredible Emily Mae. Emily, thank you so much for joining me today.
Of course. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to talk Texas style wrestling.
Oh, always down to talk some TSW action. We have had so much stuff going on here lately at TSW, all sorts of comings and goings, and recently announced James Beard, the legendary former world-class referee. He's been all over the world, been in Japan, been all over the place. He has been named the official commissioner of TSW. I have an interview with him later on in the program, so y'all be sure to stick around for that. But let's go ahead and talk about last week's episode of Texas Style Wrestling. James Beard, as I mentioned, announced as the TSW commissioner, came out blazing, announcing the very first belt that we have here at Texas Style Wrestling, the junior heavyweight championship belt. And to decide the first inaugural champion, we had Sodapop and Osky, who was making his TSW debut. So let's fast forward to the conclusion of that match. Now Osky fighting back. Looks like he's going up. He's up on the middle rope. What does he have in mind? Goes for a drop kick. Sodapop manages to get out of the way. And here he goes. Sodapop going for a cloverleaf. He's got him in the Texas cloverleaf. And Osky taps. Osky taps. The Prince of Texas, Sodapop, is now your TSW Junior Heavyweight Champion. There we have it. Yay! Sodapop, your TSW Junior Heavyweight Champion. You know, we've seen so many incredible matches from Sodapop during his time here at TSW. I think it is no surprise to anybody watching him walk away with some gold. He is now not only the DPCW Junior Heavyweight Champion, now he's the TSW Junior Heavyweight Champion. Soda 2 belts, Emily.
I mean, who doesn't want more Soda, right? I mean, give Soda all the gold. Just keep giving him belts and titles. Just let him go across Texas, across the world, because he has taken over the Texas scene and obviously has proven himself time and time and again at Texas Style Wrestling and at Dog Pound Championship Wrestling. And so this is such a moment for him. And you could see how emotional he was at the end of that match. He felt, he's an inaugural champion. It's always an important step in a wrestler's career. And so this is a big moment for him. And you could see just how he wants to celebrate and kind of soak that moment in.
Oh, absolutely. And, the fans are so behind Soda, that he's, one of the biggest fan favorites that we have here in TSW. So I'm looking forward to seeing him defend that title. Who's going to be lined up to face him next. Little bird told me that there might be some sort of battle royale coming up in the near future to decide his next opponent. So more on that. And
Soda does have to be careful because now as a champion, you do have a target on your back. You have all the other TSW roster members looking for that gold. So he has to step it up. He has to keep an eye on who might be right behind him.
And who might be willing to stab him in the back. You never know. So again, congratulations to Sodapop and looking forward to him defending that title. Moving on to our next match, we have Amanda Shawn taking on Razor the Blade. Amanda Shawn is out on his feet. What we have here? Goes for the gut-wrench suplex. Oh, slams Razor to the canvas. Amanda Shawn able to get the win. Able to put away Razor. There you have it, Amanda Shawn. Amanda Shawn, we've seen him in the past. he's recently adorning this new gimmick, this new face paint that he says really helps him dial into the match. And I think we're seeing a new ferocity, a new tenacity out of Amanda Shawn here as of late. And we see him putting away Razor the Blade there, getting a well-earned victory here in TSW.
I mean, that was a really tough suplex. We saw, we obviously saw that happen. And you're right, there is this kind of new persona, this new aura, this new energy coming out. The face paint adds to it. There's kind of like a dark energy. I don't know if you feel that, in this match, and kind of there's this shift. And I think this is, getting a win is important, and this is just gonna kind of drive his motivation to get some more wins at TSW.
Well, whatever he's got going on, it seems to be working. So, wins are so vital here in Texas style wrestling. So, congratulations to Amon for getting that big win. Moving on, we had Ileana meeting with Tim Storm backstage to get his thoughts on a bizarre attack that happened a few weeks ago, where a masked man came into the ring during a match with Tim Storm and Adam Asher and just raised all sorts of chaos. And Ileana was able to meet with Tim Storm and kind of get his thoughts on what happened.
I don't know what the game is. I don't know exactly what's happening. Well, let me just say this. Damage. When I'm in the ring with somebody 100 times, you don't think that I'm going to know who you are? You can hide behind that mask all you want, but I'm not stupid. I was born at night, but I wasn't born last night.
Strong words from Tim Storm.
Absolutely strong words from Tim Storm. So much to unpack just in that little clip there. We've been seeing everything has been going on with Tim Storm being attacked. I feel like it's just bringing out this really kind of angry side of Tim Storm. You can see that he's not really playing games with this masked character, and then him dropping the name Damage. We haven't really heard that yet, but apparently Tim Storm actually has an idea of who he might be and has been calling him by Damage. So this is kind of a twist in development that we have in this situation going on here.
I mean, I do have to say, anyone, whether masked or unmasked, is willing to, attack Tim Storm, definitely is has some chutzpah, has some really just, I mean, that's speaking of like tenacity and just that is not something you want to that's not something you want to mess with. He obviously is, former NWA champion, has such a wonderful career in wrestling, is such a veteran in this industry, and to mess with him, I don't know, I wouldn't do that.
I mean, calling him out, directly and just making a statement in front of everybody in the TSW audience. I mean, it's a bold statement. I know Tim is obviously very upset about it. We saw another interview just after the match. He was furious. Adam Asher was actually having to calm him down. And I don't know, it's going to be fascinating to see, how this all plays out over the next coming weeks.
It seems like it's coming to a boiling point where, Tim Storm is obviously feeling that pressure, and usually he's very calm and collected and has a very steady hand, and so to see him really have this anger and frustration behind him is intriguing for sure.
Intriguing to say the least. So we're moving on to our main event from last week. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not seen this episode, it is for free exclusively at tswplus.com or on the TSW Plus app. So you're definitely going to want to check that out. You can see this entire episode along with every other episode of Texas Style Wrestling. But our main event last week, the OMGs taking on Fly Death, who were making their debut here in TSW, a match I was definitely very excited about.
Mike Anthony wanting to make the big ascent to the top rope. Warren J throws Mike Anthony off the top rope, perhaps saving his partner. And a spear from Warren J. Absolute chaos has broken out here in the TSW Plus Studios. The ref with no other option than to call for the bell. And now these four men are attacking each other even after the bell. absolute chaos in the TSW Plus Studios. Fly Def finally is just spilling out to the outside. OMG standing tall inside the ring.
Well, there we have it. Fly Def making their debut in TSW, and we couldn't get a decisive winner, but definitely a fantastic match. If you have not had the chance to check it out, I strongly suggest you go watch it. OMGs always show up, always show out, and Fly Def is a tag team that's been around Texas for a little while now, and I was so excited to finally get them here in TSW, and what a fantastic main event.
Yeah, I mean, and the OMGs, they have been a part of TSW for a while now, and you've seen them make a name for themselves as a tag team to beat, a tag team to try to take down. So it's interesting that there wasn't a decisive victory in this match. And again, it shows that the OMGs have to watch their back, and potentially there are other tag teams that could, knock them off their little pedestal there.
This tag team division is heating up. We have H2 Easy debuting next week. A little more on that here in a little bit, but this is definitely a tag team division that's heating up. And yeah, like you said, the OMGs, they need to be watching their back because there's going to be teams gunning for them for sure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned earlier, James Beard was named as the commissioner of Texas Style Wrestling. I was able to actually sit down with him, get an interview, and we're going to go ahead and pitch to that right now. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me here today, the legendary professional wrestling referee, somebody that has been in the business for over 40 years, worked for World Class, worked all over the United States as well as Japan, accomplished author, just some of the accolades that this man has, James Beard. Thank you so much for joining me today, James.
Well, it's my pleasure, Ryan. Glad to be with you.
Somebody that's been around the industry for so long like you have, and that's been around and worked for so many different promotions, what in your opinion really stands out about Texas wrestling and the history here that makes it, sets it apart from everywhere else in the country and in the world?
Well, I think a part of it's just the passion of the fans. They believe in it. They know that what they're going to get. They know that it's going to be competition. It's going to be rough. It's going to really be something that they can trust, and that's exactly the kind of wrestling I like to watch and the kind of wrestling I like to be a part of, and I think that's what fans in Texas expect, and I think that's what they've gotten over the years, and that's what they're looking for now.
Absolutely, yeah, just the no nonsense meat and potatoes in your face wrestling. I think that's, especially at Texas style wrestling, what we really try to strive for. Something that's coming out here in the near future. I haven't seen the exact dates yet, but a movie about the Von Erichs that's going to be coming to motion picture theaters all over the world, and that might be something that you may or may not be involved with. But I just wanted to get your thoughts on the importance of a Von Erich movie coming out in the year 2023.
Well, actually, I was a part of it. I was down there quite a while in November and part of December and doing the filming, and it was an exciting thing to be a part of, and actually kind of brought back a lot of old memories. The set was incredibly like the Sportatorium, like a smaller version of it. It brought back a lot of I tell you, when I walked in there, it was kind of shocking, to be honest with you. But it was a great experience. I enjoyed it. I think the movie is going to be incredible. I really do. I'm looking forward to seeing the finished product.
Absolutely. The Von Erichs is just such a name that's synonymous with Texas wrestling, and growing up in Texas, hear my parents or anybody my parents' age, talking about wrestling. They're not talking about WCW. They're not talking about WWF. They're talking about, the Sportatorium. They're talking about the Von Erichs. It's so closely tied to the history of wrestling in the state, and just such an incredible story, So I'm like you. I'm really excited to be able to go actually see this in the theaters.
Well, Texas fans really have a personal connection there, and that's just like a relationship, and it's something that they look back on and remember as being something that they took a lot of pride in, and I think that's a lot of what Texas wrestling is about. And it doesn't really matter whether it's Dallas, with the Von Erichs, or Amarillo with the Funks, or San Antonio, group down there, and Paul Bosch and Houston, and it's a personal thing. They take a lot of pride in it, and I think that's what happened here with World Class. The area just kind of gathered together and supported it, and it became theirs. And I think that's a big part of it.
You mentioned, all the different territories just within the state, back in the day, and something, we're trying to establish something here in Texas style wrestling that fans can really get behind and fans can really support. And it has been recently named that you are actually taking over as commissioner of Texas style wrestling, being an authority figure, kind of settling differences between wrestler and having a final say in a lot of the decisions made here. And if you want to kind of let the fans know what they can expect as you as the commissioner of the company.
Well, it's not really something I take lightly. I've been in this business a long time and worked mostly in pretty high-profile situations, and I've had a couple of opportunities in what you call independent promotions to try to establish something, and I've been disappointed a couple of times. Most of that had to do with the way things went down with leadership and that sort of thing, and that's something that I really believe in. I think that leadership is a big part of what fans expect to get. They want, if it doesn't start at the top, then you're not going to get the kind of product you want. And that's one of the things I'm really determined to do. I really want to see the fans get what they expect from Texas wrestling. And it's something that I've been hanging around. I've been working a little bit with the TSW for the last few months, and just kind of seeing how things went and how things were ran, and I've become convinced that there's an opportunity here to really do something special, and that's what I want to be a part of.
Absolutely. We've had you on for the last few months, and I'm just really excited about the trajectory of this company, and I think having you in a leadership position is only going to equate to bigger and better things for this company. So James, I'm congratulating on your new position and looking forward to the future, and thank you so much for joining me here today.
Well, Ryan, I'm excited about it. I'm hoping that the fans will come out and see what we've got to offer, and I think they're going to be happy with what the product is going to be becoming over the next few months. I think we've got some great talent, got a lot of great people working behind the scenes, and I think it's going to be something that fans will enjoy and be able to trust and put their faith in.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. James Beard, the newly crowned commissioner of TSW. He's been here working behind the scenes for the last few months, and I'm so happy to have him on board the team, and now in an authoritative position, because so much chaos, so much madness has been happening in Texas style wrestling. We need an enforcer. We need somebody to lay down the law, and I can't imagine anybody better than James Beard.
I mean, it's true. I mean, we have masked players coming in and causing trouble. We have tag teams debuting, trying to take over. We do need someone to kind of put everything in order and make some of these matches legal or not legal. We need someone to enforce what's happening here at TSW for sure.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our next taping coming up actually next Saturday is Saturday, June 24th at the TSW Studios in Addison, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a hot ticket. This is a hot commodity. This is where you want to be. This is some of the best wrestling you're going to find in the state of Texas and across the entire country, across the entire world. And it's happening in your own backyard in Addison, Texas. So, ladies and gentlemen, get your tickets now at tswplus.com. We have a stacked lineup. We have Anthony Andrews making his debut, Hernandez, Tim Storm. We got Fly Def coming back. We have so many of your favorite TSW stars going to be there. This is your chance to be able to see them up close and personal in a wrestling experience unlike any other at the TSW Plus Studios. Well, ladies and gentlemen, brand new Texas style wrestling debuting this Saturday at tswplus.com or on the TSW Plus app. We have the City Boys taking on the aforementioned H2 Easy that are going to be making their debut at Texas style wrestling. This is a very braggadocious tag team, to say the least. JP Harlow, as we know, he could talk some trash. What do you think, Emily?
I mean, I'm very familiar with JP Harlow. I'm very familiar with Joey Hyder, H2 Easy. They are the talk of the town in Texas. They've been working together for a while. They breathe, they eat, they train together. They are the team that everyone is gonna have to keep their eye on. And they definitely, JP Harlow can run his mouth. He will beat everyone in a promo battle, his opponents in a second. So you got to watch out. That attitude will get you down before even the physical game will happen. So just saying, you got to be careful in the ring and outside of the ring with JP Harlow.
These guys can definitely back it up. City Boys also a very accomplished tag team. They've been on fire here as of late, ever since they've taken the DPCW tag team titles. So this is going to be a fantastic tag team matchup. We have such fantastic tag team matches here in TSW. This is going to be right up there with the rest of them.
Yeah, I mean, we were all very excited when City Boys took that championship, and it was a big celebration. It was a big moment. But again, every time champions have a target on their back, and this is a stacked tag team division. More tag teams are being created throughout Texas, and you never know who might debut at TSW.
Absolutely. Well, our main event next week, as announced by James Beard on last week's episode, we have Moonshine Mantell and Niles Planquet, a rivalry that has been building for a little bit in a street fight, the first ever street fight here in TSW. So here is a small preview of what you can expect.
Planquet is deliriously trying to get somewhere, and that looked like that somewhere might be the ring. And this is... we're doing our best to bring you all the action, folks, but here it is, a street fight. James Beard booked it this way and came out here and told us that this is what was going to happen as a result of the complaining by Planquet last week.
Well, I can tell you right now, Niles is not enjoying himself. He stands up with a trash can on his head.
Hey, they threw him in the trash, and here he comes blindly trying to get back to the ring.
Oh, that was so trashy.
We like to keep things classy here in Texas Style Wrestling, but we do get trashy every now and again. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, next week, a street fight between Moonshine Mantell and Niles Planquet. These guys have such a long history with one another, and this is the ultimate blow-off match, and this is a match that you are not going to want to miss.
This rivalry has been going on for a while now. We've seen it boiling over at TSW, and now we get a street fight. Street fights are so much fun. This is one you don't want to miss because it gets dirty, it gets gritty, and anything can happen.
I mean, you could see everybody in the audience. I mean, cell phones out the entire time. I mean, they being in the studio, they really were taking the whole thing in. So this is like I said, this is one you're definitely going to want to check out. So, ladies and gentlemen, next week, this upcoming Saturday, our main event, Moonshine Mantell, Niles Planquet in a street fight. So, this is going to be a good old-fashioned slobber knocker. But, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, everybody, for tuning in for our latest edition of TSW Weekly. Emily Mae, thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome. Thank you all so much. Watch TSW and get those tickets for the next show.
Get those tickets June 24th. We are returning to the TSW Plus Studios for TV tapings. This is probably the best seat in the house for professional wrestling in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and be sure to download the TSW Plus app. Be sure to check out brand new Texas Style Wrestling coming out this Saturday, 6 p.m. Central. Well, I am Ryan Mooney, signing off for now. Emily Mae, everybody here at TSW, this is your home for real professional wrestling from deep in the heart of Texas. This is Texas Style Wrestling. Y'all take care now.